Death Valley is bigger. Joshua Tree is easier. Death Valley has the extremes: salt flats, endless roads, strange basins, and desert landscapes that feel almost unreal. Joshua Tree has the tighter experience: weird trees, giant boulders, shorter hikes, and a park that is much easier to explore without spending your whole day in the car.
So this comparison sounds simple. One park wins on scale, the other wins on logistics. But after visiting both, we realized the real question is not which park is more famous, more extreme, or easier to plan. It's this: which one actually gives you the better desert national park experience? Hi everyone, it's Urmi and Sanjay from Jetsetting with Us. Joshua Tree and Death Valley are two of America's most iconic desert national parks. And on paper, they may seem like an obvious comparison.
They're both popular road trip destinations, and they both have that classic American Southwest feeling. But once you visit them, you realize they actually have a lot of differences. So in this episode, we're going to compare Death Valley and Joshua Tree across the things that matter the most when you're planning a trip: how easy they are to visit, which park has the better hikes, which park has the better visual payoffs, and which one we recommend based on your travel style.
But before we get started, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and share this video, because we plan to do a lot more comparisons across different national parks as we continue to travel the country.
The first comparison we'll make between Death Valley and Joshua Tree is what that first impression looks like when you enter the park. Death Valley feels enormous almost immediately. The roads are long, the mountains are far away, and the whole park has the sense of scale that makes you feel very small very quickly. There's something genuinely impressive about that. But that scale can cut both ways, because in Death Valley, a lot of the experience is really spread out. You may be driving for a while before the next major payoff. The park feels huge, and that can require a lot of patience from visitors.
Joshua Tree makes a very different first impression. It does not have Death Valley's sheer size. The trees are right there. The boulders are right there. The landscape starts feeling strange and specific right away. That's important because when you're visiting a national park, especially on a short trip, there is a big difference between a park that impresses you with scale and a park that keeps giving you something interesting to look at every few minutes.
So that's the first big difference. Death Valley feels larger and more extreme. Joshua Tree feels more concentrated, more immediate, and easier to connect with right away.
The first impressions are really only part of the comparison, because once you start planning your day, the difference between these two parks gets even bigger.
And that brings us to logistics, and this is where Joshua Tree has a clear advantage. Death Valley's size is part of this park's appeal, but it also makes the park harder to experience casually. As an example, if you're staying in Pahrump, Nevada, the closest town outside of the park, this simple itinerary takes 5 hours of driving, excluding time for hiking, photos, and lunch. You can alternatively stay at the in-park accommodations, which come at a pretty steep price if you're willing to pay the premium for convenience. It doesn't make Death Valley worse, it just means visiting the park requires more of a commitment.
Joshua Tree is much easier to do as a short trip. The major areas are closer together, the drives between stops are manageable, and you can build a really satisfying 1-day or 2-day itinerary without feeling like a whole day is being swallowed by the car. There are also plenty of accommodation options very close to the park. We've left a link in the description below for you to take a look at. Even when our plan was not perfect, like turning around at Maze Loop, getting a little lost around Split Rock, and missing a few things we wanted to see, the park still felt flexible. We could adjust, move to another area, and keep the day going.
So for ease of visiting each park, Joshua Tree wins hands down. Next, let's talk about hiking in each of these parks.
For us, hiking was one of the clearest differences between the two parks. Joshua Tree felt like the better hiking park. The trails were shorter, the scenery changed quickly, and even the areas that were not major quote-unquote destination hikes still had boulders, trees, rock formations, and little details that made us want to keep exploring.
Death Valley has memorable places to walk, but it felt less like a hiking park for us and a little bit more like a park of big scenic stops. A lot of the appeal comes from arriving somewhere huge, like a salt flat, the Badlands overlook, and even a canyon, and just taking in the scale. That can be amazing, but honestly for us, the hiking felt a little bit blah, especially compared to Joshua Tree.
So if your ideal national park trip includes getting out of the car again and again, going on really cool hikes, and looking for really interesting rock formations, Joshua Tree absolutely has the edge.
But just because Joshua Tree has the better hiking, does it mean it has the better highlight reel? So next, let's talk about which park is more visually exciting. Our answer might surprise you. Death Valley, as we mentioned, absolutely has the bigger landscapes. You got salt flats, badlands, views from the mountaintop, and places that feel completely different from a normal national park. When Death Valley has a great scene, it really has a great scene.
But for us, Joshua Tree was more visually exciting moment to moment. The park has this constant mix of strange trees, massive boulders, open desert, rock formations, and trails that felt like they were weaving through a natural sculpture garden. You turn a corner and the boulders are arranged differently. You walk a little farther and suddenly the trees are framed against the rocks. You stop for a short hike and even the in-between sections feel worth filming.
So what's the verdict? On this one, we're actually going to call a tie. Joshua Tree offers a more consistent payoff from moment to moment, while Death Valley offers a uniqueness that can't be seen in Joshua Tree or quite frankly, most other national parks. That scenery from the top of Dante's View is out of this world and has to be seen to be believed. This all brings us to the most practical question today, which is the type of trip that's going to match your travel vibe?
If you only have one day, we think Joshua Tree is the much easier recommendation. You can see a lot without overcomplicating the day. You can do short hikes, stop at different boulder areas, catch the sunset, and still feel like you got a real sense of the park.
Death Valley can work in a short trip, but it is a lot harder to do casually. You have to be more selective and you need to be prepared for distance, timing, weather, and what you actually want to prioritize. On the good side, that does mean it's a lot easier to avoid crowds here, especially if you're willing to travel to the spots beyond the most popular spots, such as Badwater Basin and Artist's Palette.
So if your ideal national park trip is active, flexible, easy to adjust, with great hiking and scenic spots without a lot of driving in between, Joshua Tree is absolutely the way to go.
Death Valley might be a better fit if you prefer larger scale, more manageable crowds, more extreme landscapes, and the feeling of being somewhere more harsh and more remote.
So the choice really comes down to what you value more. Do you prefer the bigger park with more extreme landscapes, or the one that's easier to explore with more consistent visual payoff?
So all that being said, our winner is Joshua Tree. We spent 3 days in each of these parks last year, and after 3 days, we felt like Joshua Tree left us wanting more. Death Valley was larger and we saw a lot of really cool stuff, and for sure it's an impressive park. You can't go wrong. But with Death Valley, after 3 days, we felt like we'd seen everything and it didn't really give us a reason to want to go back. Joshua Tree, on the other hand, it felt like there was so much more we hadn't yet seen, and we would love to take another trip out to Southern California to take another look.
But this is just our take, and this is the type of comparison where people are going to disagree. Are you someone who's going to choose Death Valley or Joshua Tree? Leave a comment below.
And if this video helped you plan a trip to Joshua Tree or Death Valley, or you're just interested in watching park debates like this, be sure to like this video, share it with a friend who loves national parks, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our future park debate episodes as well as our travel vlogs.
We look forward to seeing you on our next adventure. Bye for now.